Today on Time About the Movies, Ridley Scott and Russell Crowe reunite once again, this time to bring the legend of Robin Hood to the big screen with the help of the Academy Award-winning writer of LA Confidential. Are they successful? Not so much, but we do get some good movies later on down the road after we deal with Robin Hood, and surprisingly we have two really good PG-rated romantic comedies. I know, hell has officially frozen over, which maybe explains why it's so freaking hot out here now in late June here, but we have Letters to Juliet and also Just Wright. It's May 14th, 2010. This is Time About the Movies, coming your way next.
Robin Longstride, also known as Robin of the Hood.
For the crimes of incitement to cause unrest, I declare him to be an outlaw!
And I declare this to be a box office bomb! Welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. I apologize for that. But today is May 14th, 2010, or at least in the movie world, it's May 14th, 2010. But we are taking a look at the three films released on that day. And we start off with the biggest of the new releases, and that is, of course, Robin Hood, which is the third consecutive Ridley Scott-Russell Crowe project they've done together. Actually, no, this is the fourth one, actually, because we had A Good Year in 2006, American Gangster in 2007, and then Body of Lies in 2008. Now it's the fourth one in a row, and of course they've worked on other movies as well, Gladiator, and of course some movies down the road from here. But this is a film that's basically the Robin Hood legend with Russell Crowe as Robin Hood, and you also have Oscar Isaac playing King Philip of France. And the cast also includes Cate Blanchett as Marion Loxley, William Hurt playing William Marshall, Mark Strong, Mark Addy, Danny Houston, Kevin Durant, Scott Grimes, Matthew McFadden, Max von Sydow, Leah Seydoux. You know, a good cast overall in here, and you would think there would be a good movie involved in this, but sadly, despite the talents of Ridley Scott, Brian Helgeland, and Russell Crowe, this ain't that good of a movie, unfortunately. And you know, it didn't help that. Actually, no, I was about to say there was a controversy going on behind this, but no, I'm thinking of the other two times that Russell Crowe had a big movie, and they got plagued on by controversies. But Cinderella Man had that happen a couple years ago. We talked about that back in June of '05, and then, of course, with The Beautiful Mind in December of 2001. But no, there was no controversy going on then. Maybe I'm thinking of the Spill review where they have the joke about Russell Crowe, instead of using the bow and arrow in the movie, that he uses a telephone and throws it at the guy. Maybe I'm thinking of that, but probably would have helped the movie in general. Here's the this is actually kind of a notable movie for me when it comes to Ridley Scott in general. I mean, I think this is the point where Ridley Scott's excitement levels whenever a new movie came out really started to take a nosedive, and I think it started with this movie in particular, because the last couple of movies he made before this were really good films. American Gangster, Body of Lies. Before A Good Year, he had A Kingdom of Heaven, which was a great movie. And after this, nothing really ever came back to being as good as it used to be for Ridley Scott, except for one film in particular. You know, he did Prometheus, which was a disappointment overall. The Counselor, which was a really bad movie. So was Exodus, Gods and Kings. He then came back in stride with The Martian, and he thought maybe, okay, he's getting the magic back. And then he goes back into the realm with Alien Covenant, and then All the Money in the World, then The Last Duel, then House of Gucci, then Napoleon, and then Gladiator 2. And it's just kind of like, yeah, there's no going back for him at this point. And for some reason, everyone was trying to recreate Robin Hood for a new generation. And this isn't the first time that this isn't the last time Robin Hood will try to get a revival in this decade. Lionsgate will try to do it later on with Exit from Kingsman: The Secret Service, Taron Egerton. And that didn't work well either. It's just basically the fact that there's nothing you can really do that hasn't topped the previous Robin Hood movies. I mean, yeah, we had a Robin Hood movie from Disney that was an animated movie featuring all animals in the cast, and that worked a whole lot better. And even Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, which was, you know, not a great film overall, but still kicks the ever-loving crap out of this garbage here. And, you know, even Robin Hood Men in Tights, the parody with Mel Brooks, was much better than anything that came from this. I mean, this movie is just boring. Nothing really is going on here. Russell Crowe does not feel like he fits the role of Robin Hood in general. And for a budget of $155 to $237 million on this, you expect so much better than some of the garbage special effects they have in here. There's a scene in particular where they set this town on fire, and one person's just like, save my baby, and then they show that baby. Let me put it this way. The fake baby in American Sniper is looking a whole lot better in comparison. In fact, that fake baby from American Sniper is probably looking at this baby just going like, Jesus, buddy, I at least tried to act in the movie. What were you doing? Like, it just didn't work. And just the full film overall, despite everybody who's involved in here, none of it really worked. The only thing I will say to this movie that is worthy are the Merry Men. I mean, you got a lot of good people with the Merry Men themselves, you know. Mark Addy as Friar Tuck, Kevin Durant as Little John, Scott Grimes, you know, the Merry Men here are the best things about this movie. They're the ones that actually have some form of relevancy or some point of existing here. Everybody else, though, is just kind of bland. Everyone's acting way too hard. Oscar Isaac as Prince John. I love Oscar Isaac, but good lord, man, that really, he was overplaying it way too hard in this, you know. I mean, the scene from the trailer, I declare him to be an outlaw. I was just like, are you trying to, I mean, I get it. Joaquin Phoenix did it in Gladiator and people loved it. But you're no Joaquin Phoenix. You're an awesome actor, but you're no Joaquin Phoenix when it comes to making that work. But, I don't know. I mean, to me personally, this was just yet another bomb from Universal in a time when they were having bombs one after another, and this is definitely another one of those ones where it just didn't work. So yeah, it's one you can easily skip over. It's definitely not a very good movie at all. So, and hard to believe that the much smaller budgeted movies and the romantic comedies turn out to be the much better films of the weekend. I had no idea before I did the research for this. I had no idea Letters to Juliet actually got a PG rating, which I was actually kind of surprised at. But that's the first movie we've got here next, Letters to Juliet.
Romeo met Juliet. Sophie found a letter lost in time.
I have to write back.
That will take her on a journey she never imagined.
You've come to find your lost love.
Charlie doesn't approve, which makes this all the more fun.
On May 14th,
You think he's out there?
Yeah.
what if you had a second chance to find true love?
It's never too late to follow your heart.
Letters to Juliet. Rated PG. Special sneak preview on Mother's Day.
I mean, talk about a great redemption arc for Gary Winnick. I mean, he needed this after Bride Wars the year before. Ended up being as terrible as it was. And sadly, this was the last thing he did before he passed away, not but less than a year after this. He died in February 2011. And, you know, hey, at least he's going on a better note than Bride Wars, I'll tell you that much. But Amanda Seyfried plays Sophie, who on a pre-honeymoon in Verona, she inadvertently finds an old unanswered letter asking for love advice from Juliet. Answering it leads to the recipient, played by Vanessa Redgrave. I think I said Jenna Rollins in the last one, but no, it was Vanessa Redgrave. It leads to the recipient showing up alongside her grumpy grandson, played by Gael Garcia Bernal, and the trio searching for the old long-lost love while new love sparks. The old long-lost love being Franco Nero in this case, and this is a sweet little romantic dramedy. It's a really engaging movie. It's a film that does keep you invested with the love interests overall, like not just Amanda Seyfried, but also Vanessa Redgrave. Franco Nero is absolutely incredible in this. I mean, I think this was his last thing he did before he passed away. But go on a high note, man. I mean, he really gave it his all. And you do buy into the chemistry between him and Redgrave in here. And once again, Amanda Seyfried's having a great year overall. I mean, with this and Chloe and even Dear John, which I don't think was that great. I thought she was fine in that movie, but yeah, she's having a really good year, and this is definitely one of those movies that really, really is one of those reasons why I think she really went on to become a decent leading actress overall. I don't know. I mean, I really enjoyed this movie. I actually thought it was very, very surprisingly good. I was really not expecting a whole lot from it. I thought it was just going to be like, okay, it's like another Nicholas Sparks-like story and all that, but it's the kind of chick flick that can be universally appealing. It doesn't have to be something that's specifically for the ladies, for the couples out there who are on a date night. I think anybody who likes a good romantic comedy can really look at this and go like, okay, I definitely see where you're going with this, and it does really work overall. I think it is a very solid overall film. Very entertaining, very well done. It's a really good film, and one that kind of overlooked overall when it came out. Didn't get the best reviews overall, but it still did decent money overall. Brought in $80 million off of a $30 million budget, so it was at least a hit, but yeah, it kind of came and went, but it actually is something that I feel like should be worth checking out. It's a very good film, definitely worth a watch. I really enjoyed it. Letters to Juliet. But this last movie, I think, is definitely the winner of the week. The one that really kind of came out of nowhere. And kind of like with Letters to Juliet, came and went, sadly. So here's my chance to give you a good rom-com recommendation for you. That's Queen Latifah and Common starring in Just Wright.
Hello, Denzel.
What do you do?
I am a physical therapist at a rehabilitation center.
I had such a great time tonight.
Oh, me too. You know, next time maybe we could catch a movie or
Just got out of a relationship, you know?
you're not emotionally ready.
Exactly. I mean, you know, we can still
Hang out?
Yeah, I mean, you're good people.
How was the date?
He thought I'd make the perfect homegirl. Just being my regular self.
You are not supposed to show him your regular self until you've been married for 5 years.
Now, this is how you get a man.
I told you to wear a dress.
To a basketball game?
Yeah.
The people here want to see Scott McKnight.
You see Scott McKnight at a gas station?
He can't even open up the gas tank until I hooked him up.
You got plans Saturday night?
What kind of car do you drive?
Girl!
Happy birthday.
Scott, this is Morgan.
Hey. A girl doesn't just become the wife of a franchise player by accident.
The next rock couldn't get any worse.
I got a physical therapist coming by the house. You call her the miracle worker.
Feels good.
Some women have gaydar. I've got hodar. Leslie, the job is yours.
I have an NBA player's career in my hands.
You really think you can get me back?
Yeah, but you're gonna hate me by the time I'm through with you.
There's a rumor going around the Nets aren't going to re-sign you.
I can't take some player off the bench.
You not staying? Have you lost your damn mind?
What the?
Get up.
Leslie, what are you doing? Okay.
Hold up. I'm getting a call. It's long distance. Eyes closed from half court switch.
Let me get another one.
Rest of these is mine.
Stop playing.
I'm so sorry I left you. Please give us a chance.
After the work she did with you, she's become a hot commodity. 5 teams offered her a training position.
You running from something. I'm not running from anything.
How about dinner someplace nice?
You better be packing something in that wallet. I'm not one of those salad-eating chicks.
Yeah, out of all the movies that we have this week, this one was easily the best of the bunch, and it's kind of hard. It's not really hard to see why once you really take a look at it. You have Queen Latifah starring as Leslie Wright, a straight-shooting physical therapist, tired of being a guy's girl. She's living with her childhood best friend Morgan, played by Paula Patton, who hopes to be an NFL trophy wife. After a Nets basketball game, Leslie helps star player Scott McKnight, played by Common, at the gas station. He invites her to his birthday party where she shows up with Morgan. After a quick relationship, Scott and Morgan end up being engaged, but at the NBA All-Star game, Scott becomes injured, an injury that could possibly ruin his career. Morgan suggests that he enlist the help of Leslie since she did not approve of his previous gorgeous physical therapist, so Leslie moves into their home. Rumors circulate that Scott's career would end quickly if he didn't recover by the playoffs, which causes Morgan to leave Scott through a letter. Scott becomes extremely upset, discouraged to continue to recover, but Leslie encourages him and helps him get back in the game. The two of them spending a lot of time together. And as you can see from the trailer, you can pretty much see every single cliche that comes into play here. And yeah, it is very much that kind of a movie. It's a kind of film that you really got to go into. You really got to go into this knowing exactly what type of a film you're getting. And if you can stomach it, it makes a really good movie in the long run. It was actually really surprising to me how much I enjoyed the film. I thought everything about it kind of worked, even though it's a been there, done that type of a rom-com. You like it because you like the chemistry between the two leads, Queen Latifah and Common. You don't think Common could be a good romantic leading actor in a movie, and yet, lo and behold, he works off very well with Queen Latifah. And I thought Queen Latifah overall, once again, gave another really good performance in here. And you know, Paula Patton is also really good in here, too. And, yeah, she really, I mean, that's the first, I mean, when you watch this, it's the first signs that, yeah, she's got potential in the future. She would star in another rom-com coming up the following year that was as good as this, Jumping the Broom. But if you want to know what her peak hotness is, let's wait until December 2011 when we get to Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol, because when you see her, if you see her in that movie and you know what I'm talking about, then you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. And Pam Grier. Pam Grier was really good too, and she's still looking good in her 60s. I mean, yeah, she definitely looks older, but she does not look like she's that old. I mean, they did a pretty good. She did whatever she's doing, keep it up. But I was really wondering, why did I like this as much as I did? I mean, maybe it's because it is Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah really is one of those actresses, one of those people that, you know, she started her career off in music, and then she's gone on to become an actress, and an Academy Award nominated actress with Chicago, and then she does stuff like, you know, Bringing Down the House, Beauty Shop, you know, Barbershop 2, even in something as bad as Taxi. She was the least of that film's problems, but, you know, Last Holiday is one of my favorite underrated movies, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just because she has that charm to her. Anything that she can put, any performance she usually puts in will never be a lazy performance. Even in some bad movies, like I said, Taxi, and we'll get to The Dilemma the following year, which is a really bad movie. And even in a performance that really is, it's not really her fault the movie is her performance is bad in that. It's just that the film just has so many different problems on its own levels in the way that's written too, but she's not the problem with that movie. And we'll get to that one as we start the new year next year with 2011, but maybe it's the director, Sana Hamry, who did Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants 2, and then she did Something New, which were both kind of surprises as well. I mean, overall, that's what this movie really is in the end. A really good surprise in general. It's one of those movies that you don't really expect a whole lot. You see it coming out in the middle of May. It's a film that's not getting a whole lot of attention. It's being buried behind what is supposed to be a big blockbuster, and yet this movie and Letters to Juliet are the far superior movies that came out this weekend, and not the regurgitated garbage that was Robin Hood. I mean, that's something where it's just like, yeah, the studio isn't really doing a good job trying to sell the film to people, but that's why a channel like this is really good, so I can give you recommendations on films that weren't big box office hits in general, but they're films that should be more appreciated and should be given more reappraisal to them. Just Wright is definitely one of those movies that I would say this is one you want to seek out. If you want a good, fun romantic comedy, and a good PG-rated romantic comedy nonetheless, Just Wright is the right answer for you. So, Just Wright simply is Just Right. And thus, with all that said, we wrap up another edition of Time About the Movies, and the next time we meet, we'll take a look at Memorial Day weekend 2010, as we've got two big new blockbusters. One was a blockbuster, the other was not a big hit, but still both very good movies. We have what I consider to be the real Shrek the Third, the much better Shrek the Third, if you will. Shrek Forever After, the fourth, and was at the time the final installment, but of course now we know that's not the case, as they're working on a fifth one. We'll take a look at that movie, plus we'll take a look at SNL's attempt to try to bring another popular skip to the big screen, this time with Will Forte reprising his role as MacGruber. So we'll delve into both of those tomorrow on the show, so definitely be on the lookout for that. But with all that said, thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, hit that like button, the subscribe button, and the notification button so you get updates on when new videos come out. And also check out our playlist as well as the previous episode we did. But with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.